that was great. Who would like to go first? If not, I can go first. Okay. Okay, I'm going first. So, so it was pretty amazing because, well, we had so many people, but when I sat down there, I thought my feeling was I'm going to be really holding the intention today for this healing. I'm going to be holding Hara. And I sat down, and as I sat down and holding Hara and this, and I closed my eyes, this tornado of like a vortex, you know, it was just there, boom, boom. And the Divine Mother was inside holding it, like, in a way, what I felt, and it was very strong. So I even cried in that moment, and because it was not just a vortex of energy. It was also like in that energy was holding like how to open to receive, you know, to receive in life. So there were then with the Hara that I was holding, the core essence also came, and so I stay holding Hara and core essence in that vortex. So then it started coming what is not allowing us to receive in different ways. So the first one was the limiting beliefs about life, about who we are, all this. So all that I was putting it in the vortex as well, and the vortex was kind of sinking it down into the earth, you know, giving it to the earth. Elizabeth just arrived. I'm gonna keep going. The other thing that was not allowing us to receive or to manifest it was heaviness in the heart. So that was you could say, okay, a broken heart or sadness or disappointment. But the thing that came to me was heaviness in the heart, you know, making your heart heavy, that it felt like a rock that you can really not be open to receive or even to connect in a way with life. And in that moment, what came in front from the vortex was a big fire pit, not fire pit, fire. How you call it when you make a fire out in the forest? Fire. Well, doesn't matter. A what?
Campfire?
Yeah, like a big campfire. Yeah. So I was putting this, whatever was making the heart heavy, into the fire and transforming that. And then the last thing that came to me that was not allowing us to receive or to manifest it was the denying of our life force, or avoiding life force. So that again, I grab it. That was beautiful to see how, you know, all these pieces were coming from everywhere, from all the participants and all that, and going into the fire and being transformed as well. Then in that tornado or vortex of manifestation, all these things started coming and flying. So I saw people that wants to manifest a healthy body. People that wants to manifest a healthy body, health in their body, people that wants to manifest house, people that wants to manifest. Almost anything, you know, I kind of forget, but all this, whatever it is, it's here. It's here and it's manifesting already. So then there was a moment of going into the black velvet void to open up to all these possibilities for you, that now it feels like there is an opening for that to happen. And then I went into this space that I saw a very clear piece of metal being carved with a laser. So it was like a disc. But then I saw like one of, I think it's a prayer thing that they do in Tibet or something like that, that it spins like this. And what came to me is that we are the cycles of life, you know, that we are always in a cycle, and how we can embrace that. And a cycle doesn't mean that you have to go into a cycle of losing everything, or it may be, but if you have less limiting belief, less heaviness in your heart, and more of your life force, the cycle, your experience in that cycle will be different than just suffering. You know, it can be just something that you go into another space in life, but you can also be connected with manifestation and creation, and just seeing this reality as it is, not as limited as we used to perceive. And I kept holding Hara and core essence until the end. So that was my sharing.
I can go. So it was interesting, the very start of the healing, just feeling into the energy of the group. I really sensed undercharged field. So, you know, it was really feeling into that and kind of just being curious, like what, you know, what was that about? It felt like there was sort of like bag borrowing and stealing from the sacral chakra, you know, like that we kind of tend to deplete that creative center by giving away ourselves to things that aren't our dreams and aren't our, you know, aren't our own vision. So I just spent a long time grounding, kind of just like moving around and stomping, and I sounded a little bit, just bringing that up. And really felt into the blocks that were there in the second and fourth chakras, and just clearing, you know, being with that, like that it's sort of it's like the chronic state of humanity, sort of, you know, that we're just not centering in our own power. So yeah, I went to the heart and really gave a lot of unconditional love. You know, just this feeling like we deserve to have what we want. That's why we're here, and this is our journey. And it, you know, I could see that the blocks were all part of the journey, that it was important. So just to also honor that for each individual, and what that, you know, there's a reason that we have blocked our fields for self-preservation, protection, all of those things, like the importance of just coming back to our core and really using the energy. I could feel that it was like, it almost felt like the creative energy was like reabsorbing. So I just kind of kept opening that. So it was, you know, able to be internally realized, but also expressed. Like there was a lot about coming out from each of our sort of own systems. saw a really beautiful symbolism of two brilliantly red birds that kept coming back throughout the healing. And they were just beautiful. It was just such an amazing image, the freedom, the, you know, that the just the ease and the clarity in the energy field that's possible. I think that's what those birds were embodying. Yeah, I did a lot of work just holding core essence and just being with the perfection in the imperfection of our experiences. And I guess, yeah, I want to just mention at the beginning that I just did a lot of breathing, like did breath of fire, and, you know, like a lot of things just to increase the energy. And then, yeah, towards the end of the healing, it was just really holding the truth that, you know, there's astral time is not linear. So when we embody the things that we want and long for, it's already given to us. You know, we already have that experience. And yeah, there was a kind of play between limits and limitless. Like it felt like the universe had sort of limitless energy available to us, but we ourselves have a finite experience in this body. And so, you know, just became really important to prioritize the way that we expend our resources in this life. Yeah, that was a big part.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. Welcome, Tita.
Hello. I love, Elizabeth, what you bring, because it feels like very similar to what I was doing. There was actually in the beginning no hesitation, no blockages around this healing. It was just like, you know, it's like, this is so clear. It's just such an incredible higher line, just an incredible, you know, being in the essence and just like being there. And that healing kind of started already earlier in the day with this very strong clarity and desire to be present in the life. And the container was so strong and the alignment was so incredibly sturdy, and it was just so clear. There was just like nothing. It was just like a iron line, and all the chakras were opening like little lotus flowers, and energy was taking in, and the body was there, present on different levels, working in all the fields, working together in unison or together, vibrating with life force. And then kind of like in the mid of it, in the mid of the healing, there arrived the anticipation about, oh, if I can I have all this for myself? If I'm having all this myself, what is left for the other ones? And, you know, what am I being egoistic if I'm kind of like living my life from this place, and the fear of disappointing others? So if we would choose ourselves, and it was so strong and it was so speaking so loud, kind of like, no, you can't do that. It's like, no, it's not possible. It's like, who are you to do that? And it kind of like swept something away. For a moment, my heart was started to raise, my heartbeat started to raise, and I was like, okay, whoa, hold on a second, what's happening here? So after that, the alignment arrived, the security came, that time after time we will need to choose ourselves. We need to be breathing in that higher line, just being open heart, and for ourselves, really allowing that question to resonate in all our energy field is like, why am I here? What did I come to create? And that time kind of like, it's like the deeper awareness started to open up, inviting the unconscious dreams to start speaking and conversing, holding the intention, holding really the intention line, the higher line, and, you know, starting to spill it into physical manifestation, and opening the heart. Like what you're saying, Elizabeth, it's just like, yeah, the heart was so open. And yeah, there is this disbelief and untrust that needs to be subsidized, that, over and over need to be coming back to the self, and, back to the desire, what we want to desire, what we want to manifest, and not allowing anything to discourage it. And that is really the road to make the manifestation of the dreams and desires into our lives. That was like really that very strong holding of the intention, the higher line, the alignment, the grounding. It's just like not allowing anything to question that. So that's what there was for me.
Thank you very much, Tita, and enjoy your goals.
I will enjoy manifesting my gorgeous daughters.
Bye. Aruna? Yes? Okay.
So as I was beginning to tap into the template of this manifestation, I was reminded that there is a split with the understanding of manifestation. A manifestation is, we're manifesting all of the time. Whether we judge it as positive or negative is up to us. And looking at the resistance to getting that positive desire, those, be it through limiting beliefs or not really understanding the consequences or the responsibility of creating whatever it is that we want to create. So if it's something beautiful, financial stability, what's the responsibility or what are the consequences of having everything that we want financially? And are we ready to take on that responsibility? Or maybe some people look at it as a burden. So looking at and feeling into the participants, as well as each of the healers, it was evident that this is something that we're holding as well. Is, oh, if I'm the greatest healer in the world, am I ready for those clients to come? And what's the consequence, or what's the responsibility? What's the fear, and where does that fear reside in me? And how do I then work with that fear? So that was coming up a lot. And what I was seeing, just like with what Manel was describing, was a vortex. It was actually fire, spinning fire. And really connecting with that fire, because the fire also represents the transformation, or the phoenix, the death of, the transformation, the ending of, and the rebirth of something different. So I don't know who said it, but I think it was Elizabeth, that it's our birthright. It's a part of what we came here for. There is only truth. And when we connect into our intention, positive intention to create, or positive intention to manifest, it's important to bring in all of the senses, or to understand what you want. I had a client at some point years ago who wanted a partner, and I asked her to be specific about what type of partner. And when she was able to do that, her partner showed up. When she wasn't specific, oh, I'll just leave it up to the universe. People would come, she wasn't satisfied. They weren't what she wanted. So how many times do we ask for something and we're not specific, or we leave it up to the universe, or we put what was coming as the responsibility or burden on the universe? rather than taking responsibility of how it comes on ourselves and saying, oh, wow, that was a new car. That's a car. It's new for me, but it's not exactly what I wanted. Okay, I take responsibility for not asking for or creating that brand new, I don't know, Lamborghini. Oh, well, it's too much. People will judge me if I get this really expensive car. And all of these judgments and things start to come in. And we feel like we're not worthy, or it's too ostentatious, or something comes in where we limit ourselves. So the question was, how do we limit ourselves? Are we willing to deal with the consequences? Are we really willing to take on the responsibility of manifesting? Are we willing to create by calling in the deities or the spirits who remove obstacles, and to work with them in our higher selves and connect with our alignment, and then to open up our core essence to allow our core essence to shine and vibrate and radiate all of these higher frequency things. And when it doesn't happen, do we beat ourselves up? Do we then go into that low place of depression? Or do we stay with that truth and say, oh, okay, I wasn't ready, or there was something inside of me that prevented me from manifesting the other? And am I willing to take the truth and say, yes, I manifested this? That's all I got.
Beautiful, Haruna. A lot of teachings today, yeah? Yeah, that's true.
I can go.
Okay.
Probably brief. So the essence of my healing was healing of the divine feminine through the divine mother, and then also parent and son connections. So it really started with doing a lot of grounding, and then just clearing a couple of images of past lives of trauma in the first chakra, and then really trying to ground the clients. But there was a lot of it's like these dry roots, and so I clear a lot of space going to the core of the earth, and that really helped a lot. So you'd open up like this vortex that you guys were talking about. And so the healing really wanted to go to the 4th level, but I worked on the 2nd, just clearing a lot of thought forms of doubt, and lots with so many people actually. And then worked on the 3rd as well. Lots of just like a clickety kind of lines of light, because overused. So worked on aligning that with the 7th, and the 5th really came in very beautifully. And so in the 4th, it was more going to soul aspects of the clients that had been left from childhood. So it was really interesting to work. I got some assistance in just getting some pieces of soul to be able to come back and reintegrate into the heart, and then just helping the clients integrate, because that's really what's holding them back from manifesting pieces of themselves that were kind of separate. And lots of core expansion and holding heart as well. And then a lot of clearing of the digestive system, lots of gunk stored there. So I was trying to really be gentle so the clients wouldn't have like a integration that was difficult, but clear the whole thing. And yeah, and the 3rd level too, just, because the piece that was more important was like the lungs not being able to take in. So grounding them with the earth, so they would really take in all these energies that would help them manifest, and clean the brain as well, to some integration of the hemispheres. And then just core, beautiful core, just letting that being soaked with at the cell level, just integrate to the truth of who they are. And then at the end, a connection at the heart level of all the clients with all of us, and just really helping the pulsations of and then just the void, connecting with the void of all these possibilities. And I also saw some of that what Elizabeth was saying, that a lot of the clients really holding manifestations of things that were not really important to them. So just realigning them with their sort of like sacred contract to be here, what was important to them. So that was it.
Beautiful work, Maria. Great. Yeah.
Bye, Haruna.
Bye, Haruna.
Bye, Arna. Bye, Arna. Hmm.
Who goes next?
I can go next. It was interesting for me that that Haruna actually said that when I started the healing, there was no really, the manifestation was not very clear. There's a really big split. I felt that the split in the split for the clients, also not the clarity. And I said, okay, fine. I started the creation, and then I said, okay, maybe I need to do the hara, that just to align, and just I did the first quick hara healing. Then I started to then I started to again just to go through the body, just after the hara healing, because I need to align. And then I heard there was okay, we are manifesting, but we forgot the joy in our life. And then I started to do the joy healing, all the body, not one place, I was just all the body joy healing. It was really beautiful. Then I think Elizabeth said there was a bird. You saw a bird that white. Yeah. At the end of my healing, I saw a seagull, white seagull, very beautiful. And it was very beautiful. There was a lot of gratitude and just a peace at the end. This was all my healing.
Selner, I thank you for saying the word that I totally forgot, but I actually end up the healing the last 5 or 10 minutes were an absolute gratitude. With tear in my eyes, just feeling that my heart expanding all over the place, just with absolute gratitude. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for mentioning that word. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say I'm very grateful for all of you. And you, Selmer, you are in Turkey, and you, Amy, in Hawaii. So you are the farthest,
It's like a hug.
All the other ones we are in between. But
and my beautiful Amy is my 6 years classmate.
It's true. Yeah, you are in the same class. Yeah. Great. Okay, Amy, you are the last, I think.
Yeah, wow. I really enjoyed being in this field today. It was just so pleasurable. It started for me in the alignment that you did, Manel, for not only for us, but for the clients. And in that moment, I felt like the divine holding us. And I was reminded that we are always held by the divine, and also putting myself in the place of the clients. They don't hear us do this alignment every single time. And I just felt like, wow, I can only imagine what they might feel hearing how we do this. And I was so touched. I started tearing up for them to be able to hear how we do hold them. One of the first things that I heard before the healing started was to be curious of the ability to accept and receive what it is we want to manifest. But as soon as the healing started, I heard it more clearly, and it said to be curious of the vulnerability to accept and receive what it is that we want to manifest. And that was kind of the theme of the healing for me, was being able to drop into those vulnerabilities, whether it's fear, whatever it is that holds us back. I worked the lower chakras very much like Maria, starting with the first chakra, clearing the chakra, and then also aligning the physical level, clearing the second chakra, clearing the third chakra, and then also doing the levels up through the heart. And this was really about pleasure and feeling the physical pleasure, the emotional pleasure, the spiritual pleasure. That was the bliss, the joy, feeling satisfied or satiated, feeling filled or full of life. And these were the different aspects that were coming to me. It was very much, I worked, I've heard, the fire element being used. I worked with the earth and with the water. That was very strong in the healing for me. And that connection to the core really related to the first level, the first chakra. And then I did touch into the black velvet void. So there was a moment of just the black, the darkness. And what was manifested from the darkness was sound. And the sound creates form. And I think Haroon has said this, but this was where it was like the aha moment of how we are continually manifesting in our lives all the time, whether we are conscious of it or not. Effortless, no push, no pull, no ego will, or having to overpower. It was just effortless. And that manifestation happens in the present moment. And what is it that takes us out of the present moment? And it's different for everybody. Yeah, and then I held Hara and I held Core Star, and just, being in alignment with our highest purpose, our highest self, our highest good. And the image that came to me was kind of like this, like, woman, I don't know if it was me, but like on a stallion, and kind of roping herself and connected to the core, and it was just this like beautiful, like tethering of, like being, here, and grounded. It was a lot of grounding, but otherwise it was just a beautiful template. The gratitude came in the end, as I was working through the different levels, and it was just, that was my healing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay. It was a beautiful healing, a beautiful day. So we'll keep working. Thank you.